Relational erosion begins in the quietest corners of a life. It is the weight of a missed anniversary, a forgotten text, or 1,000 tiny instances where a voice goes unheard. While we expect a marriage to end with a dramatic explosion, the actual conclusion of effort is usually silent. The constant reaching out simply stops. This creates a strange paradox. When a woman finally ceases the planning and the reaching, she rarely finds the relief she expected. She finds a heavy, suffocating emptiness. In this silence, she begins to internalize the problem. She wonders if a more patient, more attractive, or more understanding version of herself would have finally prompted him to try. This quiet withdrawal reflects a state of total emotional exhaustion, rather than a lack of character or a failure of will. To understand why this guilt feels so personal, we have to look past the individual and examine the underlying mechanics of the relationship system itself. Societal conditioning often enforces the myth of the perfect wife, a role that demands a woman constantly prioritize her partner's needs above her own. These expectations transform a mutual partnership into a one-sided performance for an audience that offers no reciprocation. Research from Brené Brown highlights that love and belonging require a foundation of authenticity and vulnerability. Vulnerability, however, depends entirely on safety. When a woman feels emotionally or mentally unprotected, withdrawal becomes a necessary defense mechanism to prevent further hurt. Relationship expert Esther Perel observes that the quality of our most intimate connections dictates the overall quality of our lives. A soul on strike follows a long period of intense caring that met zero reciprocity. The effort ends because the emotional resources have been completely depleted. This checking out functions as an involuntary shutdown protocol, triggered by a severe and prolonged emotional overdraft. John Gottman's research identifies the ability to repair after conflict as the single most important factor in a lasting marriage. Marriage is a closed system requiring continuous dual inputs. When one partner stops initiating repair, the other must exert double the effort to maintain stability. Forcing a single component to carry the entire operational weight causes it to overheat, resulting in total mechanical burnout. Despite the mathematical nature of this collapse, many women are conditioned to interpret this systemic failure as a personal emotional flaw. A one-person repair mechanism lacks the dual inputs required for survival. In these cases, the relationship's structural script has failed, not the person trying to follow it. The current marriage system fails to meet its participants halfway, regardless of how much individual effort is applied. Correcting this begins by ending the performance. State the problem directly using I statements, such as, "I feel disconnected when our days go unshared." Establishing strict boundaries around personal energy provides the necessary space to rest. Availability should not be viewed as a 24-hour obligation. Rebuilding the system involves micro-moments of connection, like a 10-minute coffee break or a brief walk, often mediated by a professional therapist who can provide objective tools for communication. This active approach aligns with Bell Hook's philosophy on the nature of intimacy. She defines love as a tangible action. To survive, a relationship requires the dual, ongoing effort of both people. Recognizing this exhaustion is the first step toward either rebuilding the marriage or rebuilding yourself. This state of depletion is a response to an unbalanced system. It is proof of how fiercely you have tried, not a sign that you are broken.